I have the pleasure of welcoming Don Ludwig, who's the owner of Ludwig Agency Farm Family Insurance in Westford. Welcome, Don.
Thanks, Kathleen.
I'm so curious to know how your business started and what was the impetus for starting an insurance agency?
Yeah, that's a great question. I had spent 20 plus years in the high-tech industry, and when the recession hit that industry hard, I had gone back to school in the 90s and gotten an MBA in finance, and had always wanted to do something in the financial world. And my desire to really help people kind of led me into the insurance model, which has been a fantastic business opportunity for me. It's worked out really well. I feel very good about the way I can help people and business owners. So
you've reinvented yourself.
Yeah, it's kind
Great.
of a second career, and I wish I had done it the first time around. But life takes certain paths, and you just kind of go with it.
That's great. Yeah. So tell us about your agency.
We basically started in 2009. We're a full-service insurance agency, meaning we provide a full suite of products for individuals and families, as well as for business and business owners. We do have our specialties, but we provide pretty much soup to nuts everything that a client would need from a risk management perspective.
That's great. That's great. So tell us about some of those unique specialties that you offer.
Yeah, so we specialize in a couple different things. So on the individual side, we can help families with everything from making sure that their financial life is secure. So we do everything from putting policies in place that will help in the unfortunate situations could come up, such as a disabling illness or injury. So we've got policies that will replace your income should something like that happen and you're unable to work. We've got policies that will help a family survive a death in the family. So we've got a full suite of life insurance products. And then the typical risk, aversion policies that everyone, should have. If you're a homeowner, you're going to want to have homeowners insurance, and if you own a car, you're going to want to have car insurance. And then we've got all of the other products that kind of complement that out for different needs. And our specialties really fit the market around here, where you've got a lot of farming and a lot of equestrian properties going on. So we kind of specialize in those areas as well.
Well, that's great to know about. That's great. And I understand you have a unique service model. Can you tell us about that?
We do. We make house calls. Yeah, we're unusual in the sense that I think your typical insurance model is a nice storefront office, and you pop in and you sit down, and they go through what you need and do everything there. And while we do that, and we have an office that's fully staffed, I spend most of my time like this at kitchen tables with clients, really kind of understanding what their goals and desires and issues are, and then we put a plan in place. I'll usually go back, put the plan together, and then come back and sit down again and go through it. So it's a little bit different model than I think the traditional insurance. It goes back to kind of the old school insurance model.
Very much customer service centered.
Very customer service, yeah.
Excellent.
Very adaptable to what the client needs. I primarily write through one insurance company, which is a little bit different as well, but what it affords me is I've got great relationships with the underwriters and everyone involved, so I can really kind of tailor something to what a client really needs. And of course, if that product is not available through that company, then I can get it in the market, just like another insurance agency might do.
So what can you offer individuals as well as families?
Yeah, so individuals, again, it's the complete suite, from life insurance, paycheck protection through disability income insurance. I can get long-term care insurance and do some of the newer things that have been coming out around that, as well as the full suite of property and casualty policies. And I think we're unique in the sense that we do offer the life insurance and the disability income insurance, which a lot of times is a specialty product that only certain agents have the ability to be able to sell.
So you have quite a comprehensive array of services.
Yeah, we do. We really take a holistic perspective on what a client would need, and kind of put together everything that fits and make sure that they can sleep at night knowing that they've got everything covered.
That's great. And in terms of business owners and their businesses, what kind of solutions can you provide for them?
Yeah, great question. It's a similar thing. as a business owner, you have a very, similar set of risks that you do as an individual. You may just have a lot more at stake. The assets tend to be a little different and bigger. So we do the same thing for business owners, everything from putting plans in place that will take care of a partner's death. How does the other partner's family get taken care of, and how does the business continue? And that happens both, at death or at a disability of a business owner. So we do the same kind of things that we do for an individual, we do for the business. Just like I say, an individual needs to have a will. As a business, you also need to have a business will and really understand what happens in those situations and how you keep the business going. And then the unique needs of businesses. So we don't do everything, but for the business markets that we service, we have a full suite of products for their general liability, their auto exposures, their workers' compensation exposures, and then an umbrella or excess liability product that will help give them higher liability limits to reach their asset levels.
And
so pretty much same
property
thing.
Too.
Yeah, and then property, absolutely. If they own the buildings, or if they don't own the buildings and they lease the buildings, you have to have the right property coverages there. So we do the whole thing.
So the agency is in part connected with Farm Family Insurance. And so tell me about your involvement with local farming and that connection.
Yeah. The name Farm Family goes back. It's an insurance company that actually was started in the early 1950s by. It was prior to that. It was Farm Bureau Insurance. So it was actually the insurance arm of the Farm Bureau in the Northeast. And then in the early 1950s, the farmers realized that, hey, we don't know how to run an insurance company, so they spun it out into a separate company, and that became Farm Family Insurance. So it's got a really long, robust history in the Northeast in farming. So the name is Farm Family, but we do a lot more beside that. But within farming, we do an awful lot. So we have a specialty product that really fits farms, from your backyard farmer who's growing vegetables for their family, and on the weekends they sell what they don't eat at the local farmers market, all the way up to your robust big farms with the big John Deere equipment you see roaming around, and big farm stands. So it kind of fits the bill on all of those, as well as the homeowner who's got horses at home or has goats or other pets, or a big thing you'll see today is people with chickens selling eggs at the end of the driveway. Those are all unique exposures that a lot of homeowner type products don't fit. So we have the ability to be able to provide that full level of liability for that.
And in this area, we have some large orchards.
Yeah, we have a tremendous amount of orchards. We have a very robust farming market here with vegetables. We have a lot of horse-related farms. We have the orchards. We have a lot of alpaca farms. There's a lot of variety in the farms that we have in this area, and we pretty much have a policy that can kind of satisfy all those needs. My other involvement in local farming is I'm a big advocate for local farmers markets. So I actually support the Acton-Boxborough Farmers Market. Yeah, I've done that for the last 6 years or so, and I also support the market in Harvard, the town I live in. So we support that market as well.
Wonderful. Tell me, that's great to know about those connections to the community. That's great.
Yeah, it's what I kind of like, giving back. I do a lot of work with the farmers, so a lot of the vendors there are my clients, but I also am a big advocate for the whole buy local and supporting local farming. I think that whole thing has taken off, and I think rightfully so. I think people really want to understand where their food's coming from, and to be able to look in the eye of the person that's growing it for them, and be able to buy it locally, to me is pretty important. So, yeah.
Wow, that's very, very interesting. The breadth of your agency is amazing. What do you find most rewarding from the work that you're doing now?
Yeah, I think for me, it's really putting the life insurance and the disability insurance in place. I grew up with a family where my father went out on disability at a very early age, and I saw the power of the benefit of having that coverage, and how my family was able to continue on. I was able to go on to college, so that's near and dear to me. But also just putting life insurance in place. All too often I see families where a significant family member has passed, and there may or may not be enough life insurance, and it's always always a rewarding feeling for me, knowing I've done the right job for the family when, that time comes and when everyone else is showing up, looking for money to pay bills and other things and state taxes. I'm there, delivering a check that, fulfills that plan that we laid out, sitting at the kitchen table that said, if something happens, here's what's going to come in and here's what that's going to be able to do for you. So at the end of the day, I think, that's the most rewarding part of my business. Not to say that, helping business owners and people protect their largest assets isn't rewarding, but that's the part I really feel the best about. Yeah.
Making those connections and coming through in those really
Sure,
trying
when people
times.
really need it.
Yeah. And I know that you've been very involved with the Middlesex West Chamber
Absolutely,
as well, the business
yes.
community.
Yes, yeah,
and
the
how's
chamber.
that helped your business?
The chamber's been very helpful for me. Just not only just getting the word out about my business, but just the connections I've made. I think the being able to meet other business owners in the area and have that bonding and have the ability to run things by each other has been really valuable. I'm in the Business Builders group, which the chamber has, which it's a fantastic group, small group of business owners, and we act like each other's board of directors and management team, and we talk about issues and problems and really help each other. So between that and just the chamber events and supporting all the great things the chamber does for the community, it's just been a very rewarding experience for me and something I look forward to do every year.
We're so glad that you're involved with the chamber in such a vibrant group. You really speak to the fact that it helps those connections that are so vital to your business.
It really does. It's a great way to get out in the community and understand what's out there and meet the people and the events like the Taste of Middlesex and other events, get the public involved. It's just a fantastic way of just getting your message out.
And in addition to Business Builders, which is such a vital group for you and your business, you're also involved as an ambassador. Can you tell us what that is all about?
Yeah, that's great. It's great fun. As an ambassador in the chamber, we go out and talk to new businesses and existing businesses that perhaps don't know about the chamber and really get the word out about what we're doing and help drive members into the chamber, which only helps a lot of the scholarship programs and other things we do. But for me, it's great because I can get out and I can meet other business owners that I might not meet. They're not going to the chamber events now, so if I can get them to come, then they can get the same rewarding benefits that I'm getting out of the chamber. So it's been a lot of fun.
That's great, getting the word out, what a chamber is, how it can benefit your business.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people understand that.
It.
Yeah, so it's great. Yeah, when one of your peers comes and talks to you about it, I think it really makes a difference.
That's great. Thank you for all of your involvement and your vital interest in the business community in Middlesex West, and we wish you much, much continuing success with Ludwig Agency.
Thanks, Kathleen.
You're welcome.